as far back as he can remember.
I've been interested in flying since I was about 8 years old.
Tony Carr's head has been floating through the clouds.
After my first introduction flight, I knew that that was something I seriously wanted to pursue.
While his friends were learning how to parallel park, Tony was climbing new heights.
Driving, I guess, at that time was the least of my worries. I wanted to be able to do stuff in the air.
Certified a pilot at 16, Tony was teaching would-be pilots by 18.
It was something that just really felt right.
His career in aviation was, well, taking off.
Every time that I flew and I knew that I was earning a living doing it, it was something that never really felt like work.
At 24, the Texan moves to Richmond to fly cargo planes. But just 2 months into his new job,
April 11th, 2011 was a horrific day for me.
Tony's dream comes crashing to earth.
Something happened which I can't explain, and it appears at this time no one else can explain.
At 9:30 p.m. on runway 20 at RIC, Tony's twin-engine Navajo experiences catastrophic failure.
Just after I initially took off, I lost my left engine.
His plane was falling from the sky at nearly 100 miles an hour.
At that point, I was just concerned for my life. I wasn't concerned for the aircraft, for the cargo, for anything else, because at that point I was just honestly trying to make sure that I could survive.
Tony desperately fights to keep the plane from flipping over.
Things were happening so quick, within seconds, within milliseconds, that after that moment I have no conscious recollection.
A fireball swallows the plane upon impact next to the runway.
We have a fully involved aircraft at this time.
An unconscious Tony trapped inside.
The whole right side of the airplane was gone.
On the taxiway, we need immediate assistance right now.
Captain Kevin Garber watches the plane erupt just a few yards from the airport's fire station.
Rescue 4, helping out on the right side of the airplane.
You could tell it was an airplane of some sort. You couldn't tell make or model.
Rescue crews reach the wreckage moments after the crash
Approximately mid-20s.
and pull a badly charred Tony out of the plane.
Third-degree burns to face and chest area.
We could tell that he was alive. He was gasping for air.
Medic 6 en route.
When you were to look in that cockpit area where the pilot was, you would think there was no way that anybody could have survived that.
With precious seconds ticking, paramedics rush their patient to VCU Medical Center.
It's just one of those days that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I got a call that there was a plane crash and there was a large burn.
Dr. Michael Feldman and his team at the burn center received their patient.
He was up there with the worst that I've seen.
With burns on more than 60% of his body, Tony is barely clinging to life.
Nobody knew if I would even survive.
He was at one point probably the sickest patient in the entire hospital.
It felt like a sunburn by about 1,000 times multiplied, and it was pure torture.
It's the beginning of a seemingly endless road to recovery and painful reconstruction.
I was in the ICU room here at MCV for 80 days. So far, I've gone through 26 surgeries. I still have surgeries and procedures remaining.
And there were parts of his body that were burned off.
His brush with death that night.
That's what happened.
Still haunts Tony today.
Sometimes I felt like I just wanted it to end because it was so painful.
With family, friends, and his fiancée at his side, though, Tony miraculously turns a corner.
Most of the pain, most of the anguish and the feelings of the terrible feelings are behind me.
Beneath the deep scars, Tony
Head back the other way.
has something burning inside.
Throw with our left hand.
A desire to lead a normal life.
Getting close there. Alrighty, that's good.
His team of lifesavers marvel at his success so far.
I think he's a lucky guy, but he's also a strong, inspiring guy.
He faces years of grueling physical therapy, but through ever-present discomfort, Tony is discovering another passion, one that doesn't require wings.
I'm able to run, I'm able to lift weights, I'm able to physically compete in a number of things, and it gives me a great feeling of fulfillment and success.
Just 5 months after that fateful night on the runway, Tony shared I do's with his sweetheart.
If you keep pushing, if you keep driving, that, you know, you can't put a price on the inner drive and the determination that a human has.
To see Tony flourish is one of the best things in my life.
Now, approaching the 2nd anniversary of his crash,
I actually had my nose reconstructed.
don't expect Tony to feel sorry for himself.
It's truly a miracle to look in the mirror and to be proud of who I am and to be proud of how I look today.
For somebody that's gone through the pain, the suffering, and the treatment that he's had to go through to get where he is now, he truly is a hero.
With his feet planted firmly on the ground, Tony dreams of sharing the sky with clouds again one day, in the cockpit, where he says he belongs.
If I want to do something, no matter of my appearance, no matter of how I look, no matter of what's happened to me, I'm going to do it. If I don't know how to do it, I'm going to find a way, and it will get done.